Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. What do you think? Daily Dish time? Should we do it? Hello, lovelies. Juanita in the house. Good to have you here. Julie. Yes. I know. I just sent it to Lindsay. I might be missing something. I'm looking for my notes everywhere, but Julie, everything's on its way, okay? Everything's on its way. Miss Lindsay will get it out to you today. Patsy, Martha, Jocelyn, hello. Hello. It's so good to have you all here, by the way. So much new stuff, and cheers. If I had something in my hands to drink, I'd be doing it. Rebecca, hello. Catherine, lovely to have you here. So tonight, for those of you who are a part of Take Back Your Body, don't forget tonight, bring your workbook. I hope you've done your homework. I feel like teacher, Are you my teacher's pet? I think so. Sandy, you ordered the L-glutamine. Excellent. Crave water, girlfriend. Crave water. Look, I'm just going to side note. If anybody here is suffering from uncontrollable cravings for anything, you need to make crave water. You take a scoop of L-glutamine, that's 4 grams, and put it in about 18 ounces of water, 16 ounces of water, shake it up and drink it down. I promise you will notice that you stop thinking about that stuff. It's thebomb.com. So it's really good. Oh, Patsy, yay. Patsy's got a hot seat. Whoop, whoop. I love it. This week we have as our supplement of the week is Sleepy's. I don't know who uses this, but I'm going to tell you what, this is my supplement. I wanted this one and we got it. Well, we've had it for, I guess, a year or change now. I don't even know how long we've had it, maybe 2 years. But Sleepy's is a blend, a proprietary blend you're not going to see anywhere else. Yes, it has melatonin, and yes, it has a little valerian in it. Yes, it's got all the things. And the thing that's so cool about it is that together, it conks me out. I love this stuff. Sleepy's for your spouse, your guys who are bigger than you, they probably need about 4. I take 2. Mark takes 4. It's good stuff. Love this. All right. But cravings. We have L-glutamine in. We have a ton of it. We just ordered thousands simply because we sell a lot via TikTok. People buy this stuff all the time. And for good reason, because I'm constantly demonstrating. If you're not on TikTok, TikTok.com/stop cravings. And let me just tell you that this L-glutamine is the ticket for stopping cravings. And I have come up with a system that just absolutely 100% works. And that's the crave water. And maybe what I'll do is a video for us here. And I'll show you guys exactly how I make mine. It's in my water now because I like not having any cravings. I like not thinking about, maybe I should go just see what's in the cupboards. Instead, I just forget about it. It's that effective. And that in the crave, I also use crave pressure as well. Just those 2 things together, bada bing, bada bang. I love it. All right. By the way, and you can get Sleepy's at savingdinner.com/show. That's where everything's done for you. All you have to do is pop it into your cart and we take care of all of it, right? You're buying 3. We're adding the 4th one for you. So you don't have to worry about doing anything. We'll do it for you. Promise. Crave water. So here's crave water, Susan. I'm going to tell Sue Fritsch. I'm going to tell you all about it. What you want to do is you want to take 1 scoop of L-glutamine. I'm going to show you so L-glutamine just looks like this, right? And then the scoop, this is what 4 grams look like. It's just nothing. And it tastes like nothing. And you put it in, that's why I say put it in 18, people are always challenging me. Well, I just put it in 6 grams. I had one woman who told me that she just stuck it in her mouth dry and chased it with water. Why? Why make it unpleasant? The point is this is nearly tasteless. You need to get hydrated anyway. Add it to your water. Add it to your water. You shake it up. You're not going to taste it. And you will notice that the cravings that used to bother you are gone. That's what's so cool about L-glutamine. You can get it at savingdinner.com/LG, like Leanne, L, and G as in glutamine, L-glutamine, okay? I'm telling you about this stuff because we're going to have another run on it. We've done a couple more videos on it. We run out. You know that. We run out. We constantly run out of it. I'm letting you know that if this is something that is a touchy place for you, there is a solution, and it just really works well. I learned about this. This is from a psychiatrist, and this psychiatrist only dealt with addiction. That's it. And she had addicted patients from people who had from opioids all the way to people who had like compulsive eating, all kinds of eating disorders, sugar addicts, etc. And she said, first line of defense, every single solitary one of them responded because you start with 4 grams and you go up to about 9 grams a day. Now, obviously, if you're on some kind of chronic situation with the doctor, lots of meds and what have you, definitely check with your doctor, but do that before taking any supplement, with any doctor. You just need to. That's just wise. But if you are plagued by cravings, you can end that whole situation. And I'm serious. This is the thing. Get on it. Start making crave water. You can have like 2 bottles a day. And then in between, if you start thinking, oh, I'm just a little bit, then you get this out and you just do the dip method with a clean finger like so. Tongue, gums. There it goes. Craving gone. So I'm telling you about this right now because, like I said, we're going to have another run on it. I'm starting to see evidence of that. If my people who you are here, you're my people, want it, go get it. It's there for you. Okay? Just letting you know. And Jenny, can I ask you to put that on the announcement page too, if we can fix that on there? Yeah, L-glutamine and water. So when I do take my water with me to, like I played pickleball this morning. Oh, so cold. It was 24 degrees. I had these electric pocket warmers in my vest. So I have, this is just one of those wicking type of shirts. I think Head makes this kind of a deal. And of course you got to have the big sports bra. That's just, I think it's such a death trap. I hate those things so much, but got to have a sports bra. And then I have this warm vest, and then I put another coat over it. And they're all pretty tight so that you don't, when you're hitting with your paddle, you're not catching your clothing. And in the little pockets, I've got these little pocket warmers that are about this size. And you just put your hands in there and warm up your hands. I also wear gloves too. So isn't that so smart? Aren't I a smarty pants? Anyway, that's what I did this morning to keep warm because it was a chilly bean out there, but we still played. And let me just say, my partner and I are getting so much better. It's so fun to practice with her. I just love this. I love this game. Speaking of partners, this is one of the things. This is what we were talking about, before the game and all that. Thank you, Nancy. Here's the thing that just really stands out for me, and that's this quote of the week from Brendon Burchard. And it's people on a path of purpose don't have time for a lot of drama. And if you were here yesterday and watched my show yesterday, I glommed onto that whole path of purpose thing. And that's exactly what it is as we are moving our way into the place of vibrancy. Am I right? Hey, Sandy. Alice is here too. My goodness, I'm just missing all of y'all. Am I? But here's the thing that I just think is just so interesting, that we are the ones who have the opportunity to build that path custom, exactly the way we want it, exactly in the direction that we want to go. And I want you to invite you into mulling that one over, putting it into your journal and just say, what is my path of purpose? What kind of a path am I building? Is this a path that is made with hard work and sweat and something that I'm proud of? Or am I taking a path that everyone's traveled? You remember the book, what is it, A Road Less Traveled by W. Scott or F. Scott Peck or W. Scott Peck, I think it was. And the thing that stood out for me was that I want to be taking my own path. I don't want to be taking somebody else's path. I don't want to be an also and. I want to be my own unique, special self and person. And so do you, because that's the only way to vibrancy. You can't do someone else's life. You've only got yours to live, right? And that's what this struck with me, the people on a path of purpose. So if we opt out of other people's drama, people are going to make drama in your life. Amen. They just are. We don't have to participate. There's nothing that says it is mandatory for you to participate in this drama and to be a part of it. And I will also add, you don't need to create drama either. We have the option of living vibrant, beautiful, calm. Just everything about our lives can just put a smile on our face when we make a decision to do so. That's the thing. That's the thing. So be on that path of purpose. Just squarely when you put your feet on the ground in the morning, say, I am on the path of purpose today. Even as you put on the biggest, fuzziest slippers that I've ever seen in my life. People on a path of purpose don't have time for drama, other people's drama, or even their own. They don't make it because there is a world that they have to be a part of. There is a world that they're going to go out and conquer. There is a world that they're going to help create. And it's just brimming and overflowing and abundant with vibrancy. That's what I'm talking about. That's where I want to live. I'm going to bet that's where you want to live too. I'm betting. That's just the way it is. So let's talk about this, because today we're going to be talking about, I've got, again, how I love my little quotes, and I have them all around me and on the walls and taped here and there and quote decks and all of that. But here's the whole thing. We need to look at how the door to success works. You've heard the saying, you've heard the quote before, little hinges swing big doors. But I'm going to tell you this right now, and hear me on this, because this came right out of my journal, and this was like a mind blower for me. That the door to success swings inward. It swings inward. In other words, the work that you're doing on yourself is the most important work, because that's how you get to the place of success. And when we're talking about success, we're talking about success in this life, not monetary success, not successful careers, but success as in I have relationships, I have friendships, I have everything in my life is beautiful because I've gone out of my way to make sure mindfully to create that. That's how we get the drama out and start working on the things and putting our energy and our focus on the things that actually create that good stuff, right? All of that. This is what Napoleon Hill said. Change your thoughts and you change your world. Very basic, but so exact and true. Henry Ford said, if you think you can, you're right. He also said, if you think you can't, you're also right. And this one's stuck in my craw for the longest time, because I was just like, oh my goodness, I remember I was with a friend too, who you've probably seen her on magazine covers and what have you. She's very famous in the whole, diet world and what have you. And I remember saying to her, gosh, it's just impossible to lose this last 10 pounds. And she just looked at me and she said, okay. And I went, oh my gosh, I know what you just did to me. And you're right. If I say that, I create that. So I need to stop that. You need to stop that. Stop it. When we do that, we are putting up our own obstacles. We create the obstacles. We create the stop. We create it all. So when we pull back and stop overthinking, stop ruminating over all of this and reliving and shoulding all over ourselves, that's another thing that we do, overly emoting, catastrophizing, generalizing, idealizing. And what is idealizing anyway? It is another word for perfectionism. It's a nice word. It's nicer than perfectionism, isn't it? And we get lost in the jumble of our heads. I've talked about the jumble in our heads. Sometimes all the thoughts, we have a mishmash of thoughts over here and a mishmash of thoughts over there, and we're just kind of stuck in all of that stuff. So our thoughts become habits. That's something that we know for a fact. And negative thinking patterns are habitual. That's also a fact. And if you haven't checked yourself on that, I'm going to give you the Freedom Express to say, check yourself on that. Check yourself on it. That's the problem, is that we oftentimes just knee-jerk our way through life, saying things and doing things without thinking, is this effectual? Is this the way I want to show up in my life? Is this gonna help me get what I want? Does this make me feel good? Start asking ourselves these questions, and we put ourselves in a whole different world. We're now noticing. We're present. We're not just getting through, because getting through is not enough. That's not vibrancy. Getting through is slogging through yet another day. Is that enough for you? Holy cow, I hope not. It's not enough for me. So when our negative thinking patterns become habitual, they become toxic, and they often are constantly running underneath our radar because we're not noticing, because we're not present. So when we don't realize we're doing it, we don't understand why the results that we're getting back are less than good, less than what we want, or especially even the opposite of what we want. So the way out of that is to start thinking about our thinking, always. And we can't put our thoughts on I call it the pancake diet, just got to flip them. You got to it's ready. The little bubbles are all over the top of the thing, and it's time to flip. That's what they are. And yeah, I get it. Sometimes we're not even aware of them. I get that. But let's get back into the awareness zone. What can we do? What can we do to become that much aware? And I talk about this stuff all the time. And do you know why? Because I find myself slipping back into this habitual knee-jerk stuff. It's easy. It's easy to do because we've spent lifetimes building that. And going to this other place of being mindful, of noticing, of creating on purpose and deliberately the life that we want to lead, and being on that path of purpose is a different set of requirements entirely. And oftentimes it requires that we're going to go, whoa, back that up. Don't say that. Don't habituate that. Stop going to this place, because it's always given us the exact opposite of what we want. Don't do the things that are, don't perpetually do the things that are just harming you. We do that. So we have to, number one thing that we have to do is we have to start practicing mindfulness every single day. And one of the things that I do when I remind myself when I get up first thing in the morning is with my meditation is I practice mindfulness today. Today is a good day to practice mindfulness. Today, I'm going to be mindful about what I'm eating. Today, I'm going to be mindful about my hydration. Today, I'm going to be mindful about what comes out of my mouth. Today, I'm going to be mindful so that I can love my husband more than I did yesterday, love my children, and create a life that I want to live. Create right around here, right where I live, this house, that dog, that man. I want to be mindful about all of it. So you don't just go through your day then, you think through your day. And you ask yourself, how does this thought serve me? How is this thought going to help me? And watch yourself, catch yourself, So you don't have to put yourself on the treadmill loop, right? that treadmill of like, oh no, like, oh, here we go again. And now I got to do the dishes. Now I got to do all of this. When you're practicing mindfulness, it puts you in a whole different realm. It puts you on the path of purpose. Number 2 is challenge your thoughts. We have a tendency to challenge everybody else's thoughts but our own, don't we? Have you noticed that? It's like, oh, you could say, oh, no, that's not what it is. And, correcting your spouse or whatever it is that we do, we've got the whole world right here laid out in front of us. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to fix all of that. But when we keep our thoughts and think that our thoughts are just like somehow the key to the kingdom and that we've got it all worked out, we find ourselves in the place of real super frustration, right? Because we're habitually doing this. And those habits in the first place have gone unchallenged for how many years? And now we have to go, kind of roll it back and say, okay, hold on a minute here. Does this work? Let's keep this. Let's take that one out. No to this, delete that one. Kitchen's closed, and on we go. We do all these different things to try and disrupt the pattern that we have set up for all those years. It's the Oregon Trail. And that Oregon Trail, as you well know, we can still see all these years later. 50 years later, 160 years later, you can still see those ruts because of all those things. That's your neural pathway in your brain. Yes, you've created it for a long time, but yes, you are intelligent. You are always developing a growth mindset, right? Amen. And that growth mindset is the thing that puts you on the path to purpose. And it makes you understand where you're going and what you're about and why you're here. That only leads to vibrancy, all of that. So giving ourselves just the free rein to think whatever and say whatever and just, knee-jerk our way through life keeps us in a place of absolute frustration and not getting to the place that we want to go. Number 3, if you're trigger happy, let's unhappy that. Because triggers are a signal. It's a flag going up saying, girlfriend, you got to work on that. You need to work on that. Why am I triggered? What's going on here? Ask yourself the questions. Oftentimes, and please understand here, I'm just a huge disclaimer. I am not putting down the counseling or, any kind of help kind of a profession. But oftentimes we act like we are not at all controlled anything and we need to go see somebody professional before we can work this out. Have we ever sat there and tried to work some stuff out ourselves? Have we ever said to us, wait a minute, that trigger is a signal that I have something that needs to be worked out. Can you work it out on paper? Can you work it out in a journal? Can you work it out in meditation and prayer? Can you work it out with a girlfriend? No? Then go see a professional. But we oftentimes neglect the power that we innately own of ourselves. We don't tap into the tools. We don't use the things that we have at our fingertips. And so I invite you to this place of asking yourselves these very important questions. Is this enough? Can I do this? What's this trigger about? Do I need to go see a professional to sort this stuff out? Or can I sort it myself? What's going on? Talk about the power of noticing. Yeah, that puts you on the path of purposefulness, doesn't it? Right on. Journaling, number 4 is journaling. Boy, can I beat that dead horse, right? I mean, I say every single day practically when we're doing my show here is, put that in your journal. Mull that one over. Write about that one. And all this does is it completely starts to eviscerate all the old garbage, because that now becomes questionable. Why did I say that? Why do I say that it's impossible? I can't do that. Why do I say I'm overwhelmed all the time? Why am I doing these things that puts me perpetually in a corner? When you journal, you get to straighten out the jumble, all the stuff that's in your head. And sometimes you just regurgitate a lot of stuff that's just gobbledygook. But I'm going to tell you that the longer that you journal and the more that you do this, some days it's just going to be boom, there it is. You know, needed to get that out. Other days it's going to be very, very mindful, really thoughtful. You're going to have aha moments and you're going to share them. But it's like, my part of my whole thing and this whole thing started with was a journal entry that I had, that I recognized that the path to success, any kind of success, always the door opens inward. It starts here. It starts with me. It starts with me. And good grief, if I'm here on purpose and put here at a time right now like this, and with you here and everybody else here, what is that telling me? What is God saying to me? Right? That's some profound stuff to really mull over and think about. And it's just, boy, doesn't that make life juicy. Number 5 is create affirmations specifically for those negative loops, because you know them. You know your triggers, you know your loops, you know your whatever. Are you noticing them? Are you seeing them? Don't beat yourself up for them, but just take an analytical look at them. What are they about? So things that you can start saying, I am more than enough. Because yes, you are. You are way more than enough. If you're here on purpose and for purpose, fearfully and wonderfully made, created for such a time as this and planted on this earth by God himself, then, oh my gosh, of course you're more than enough. You're exactly enough. Perfectly enough. Number 2, say, I am able, I'm capable, and calm. Why don't we start talking to ourselves like this? I talk to my thyroid every day. I talk to my body parts every day that I need to talk to, especially like my knees started to bother me a little bit in pickleball because there's a lot of lateral movement. And although I'm doing all the supplements, taking my doing my perfect paleo protein, doing all the things, sometimes they hurt a little bit. I talk to them. I get into my bathtub and I'm meditating, saying, you know what, knees, you know how to feel. You know how to heal. You know what to do next. Let's do it. Let's go. And they feel good the next day. I don't know how long I can perpetually do that, but awareness, every single thing. Talk to your body. Talk to your body. Talk to your mindset. Talk to the fact that you are here on purpose. Talk to your path. Path, make a way for me. All of this, awareness and being a part of, it's all a part of your reality, and it's all a part of who you are. And how about this one? I am able to easily change my thinking. I am able to easily change out all the negativity. Of course you are, because you're brilliant. You're perfectly made in the image of God, the apple of his eye. Lynn made up an important thing here too. And by the way, it just reminded me of something that they showed an experiment of 2 different plants, right? 2 different plants. One plant was screamed at and yelled at and told that they were a stupid plant. The other plant was loved up. They were both fed the same amount of water, loved up and said, what a beautiful plant you are. Look at you just growing. Such a pretty plant. I really love you, plant. And guess which plant did better? Y'all, remember, everything has a vibration. These are living things. You are a living thing. Every cell in your body is alive and waiting to hear, what do I need to do next? Right? Why don't you give it the instruction? Instead of living by chance, live on purpose. Every cell has a purpose. Every cell has DNA. Every cell is waiting. Feed yourself right, hydrate right, sleep right, do all these things right. And then tap in. Notice. Number 6 is you need environmental support as well. If you have a house with a bunch of crap in the refrigerator and in the pantry, good luck. Good luck. That's going to be really, really hard. Control your environment. Control what it is that's around you. I asked Mark, he was bringing home chocolate, I just said, don't. Then finally he started bringing home dark chocolate with mint in it, which I think is disgusting. I said, great, you're good. But stop bringing home the stuff with the hazelnuts in it because I love that stuff. Don't. Don't. So when we're trying to correct our environment, you know what this is? You got to remove and you got to replace because nature abhors a vacuum. So you take stuff out and you put the good stuff in and remind yourself you're worthy of that good stuff, worthy of it. The same thing goes, everything that is not on purpose and for purpose is clutter. I'm talking about thoughts. I'm talking about the crap in your house, the crap in your pantry and fridge. The stuff that doesn't serve is clutter. And it's got to go because everybody knows what it feels like to live in a cluttered environment. It's garbage. It's garbage. Correct your peripheral too. What are you looking at? What are you seeing? What have you put out there? Don't watch garbage, reality TV and all. When people talk about keeping up with the Kardashians or whatever their current show, I don't know. Never seen it in my life. I glanced at about 3 minutes of it and I was like, ew, this is disgusting. Why does anybody watch this complete and utter trash? When we allow ourselves to just watch anything aimlessly, not even paying attention, it is still going inside of us. Oh, I just want the TV on for the noise. Well, can I make a suggestion? Take the channel and put on symphony music. Put on Mozart. You want some noise? There's your noise. That'll feed your soul. That'll send your prefrontal cortex soaring and expanding. If you want noise, don't allow just anything to fill the void. Your precious ears demand better if you're on the path of purpose. The other thing is supportive quotes, supportive people, supportive groups like we have. There you go. There you go. That's it right there, isn't it? When we have that stuff around us, it reminds us of who we are. Remember yesterday's show? You are a worthy cause, right? You are. You are a worthy cause. And everything that you have right now, if your health is a little bit precarious, if you've gotten back blood, results from your last test or whatever, and things are just a little bit whatever, full focus, girlfriend. It's time. You want to keep your health. You want to get your health back. You want it, whatever. It's time. Get on it. And this is what you do. It's everything supportive, everything. And the last thing is number 7 is to change your activity to affect change in your thinking. Absolutely. When we do the kitchen's closed, it's not to be cute. It's to say, pay attention, little brain here. We're changing things up. The kitchen's closed. We're not going to mindlessly do stupid stuff anymore because doing stupid stuff gives us stupid results. And it's the results that we've had over and over again and we don't want anymore, right? We shift the scenery, the noise, the thoughts, the everything. We shift everything so that we can have the thing that we really, truly, in our heart of hearts want. And that's vibrancy, a path to purpose. When we do this, we shift things. When we start feeling better, we start doing more better. And this is just my invitation to you right now is to, when we're getting on this, is to understand the success to anything that you want in life is always, the door is always going to swing inward. You've got work to do. We all do. And allow that to be your life's work. Because when you do, you're going to be on the path of purpose and everything will unfold in front of you. I guarantee it, 100%. So, thank you so much for sharing today with me. I appreciate it so much. Tomorrow's show will be recorded. We will have a best of on Thursday. And then I'm going to be in my pickleball competition down in Florida. I send good juju. Boy, there's going to be a lot of people. And I mean, we're talking 212 people are registered for this. So it's going to be some stiff competition. I just want to get in there and I want to do my best. That's it. So keep it going. I want to share the show notes and the emails are a godsend. I will save them in a journal. Aw, Autumn, thank you for that. That's so sweet. Sandy, I'll see you tonight. Yes, yes. And I'll see all of you for sure next week. I'll give you the scoop on how it all goes. I'm excited. Peace be with you. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.